Welcome back, everyone. I am Friar Tuck, and this is my epoch. Thank you for joining me. I have some exciting news for you guys today. It's going to be going in under daily updates, but there's something more happening than just a daily update. So I have been here in Cincinnati, and I consider myself kind of tied to Cincinnati with the things that I want to do. Now, in order for me to leave Cincinnati, there would have to be a unique opportunity that I think I wouldn't be able to take it any other time. And that's essentially what's happening. So this morning I run into a friend of mine, and we chatted back and forth, and we stopped off and we went in an alley and had a smoke break and chatted back and forth, and got to talking about train hopping. Well, he's train hopped and stuff like that. And he said, well, I'm looking for a road dog. And I'm like, well, I've been looking for a road dog too. I've never done the train thing, but I would love to, to do something like that with someone if I had the opportunity. So we said, hey, you know what? Let's see if we can do this. And because he was the one who brought it up. He was the one who invited, indirectly invited me, was saying that, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. And I said, hey, I would love to do it and stuff like that. He says, oh, I'm looking for somebody that has, experience on the rails, or something like that. I said, look, I've been doing this off and on for 25 years. I've never done the rails, but I've been doing this long enough, man. I can keep up with you. I'm not worried about it, because there's certain things that go on when you are when you are homeless, especially if you've been homeless a long time. There's a certain code, there's a certain decorum, a way that you conduct yourself, things that you got to be used to, things that that don't surprise you because you've been doing it long enough. And essentially that's really what he's looking for. It's just somebody that will when the suck happens, can embrace the suck and work with it, and instead of whining and complaining and bitching and, oh, my feet hurt and stuff like that. You know what it's like to go without water for a day. You know what it's like to go without food for a couple of days. You know what it's like, and you know how to be able to deal with certain things. But I'm going to make it so that we have an easy time on the road, because if we're going to do this, so we're supposed to be leaving the first time of the first of the month. And by leaving the first of the month, now I have an opportunity to get my cook kit. I probably won't need a water filter unless we get out on trail, which I don't think we're going to get on trail, because he's wanting to, train ride Southwest and, go there for the winter, and, it'll give me a great experience. I'm going to document it. It's probably going to be strictly on Patreon. I might bring it over to YouTube, but there are some things that I've got to consider before I actually bring content like that over. Or if I do, it will be minimal content. The heart or the core of the content will be under Hobo tutorials, because in the same way that I'm learning this, I want to be able to share this with you guys in case you want to do something like this. There are things that you need to have in order. There are things that you need to be prepared for. So one of the things that I'm going to worry about, so if we're leaving on the 1st, I need to make sure that, I have at least a pound of rice, and I have at least 4 or 5 oat packets, and I'm probably going to, between the both of us, we got to carry a gallon of water, and I might see if I can, add a little bit more water to that, and go from there. That way, we can have our oats, we can have our rice, and we can still drink and be on the road. Because I know how to really manage my water because of being out on trail, and I think that's something that he's really not well versed in, and I might be able to teach him. So we do have some things that we can teach each other, and it just, you got to know how to prepare. So I think I'm going to get the cook kit this coming week, and from there I'm gonna just do what I do best and get prepared and be ready to go on the 1st. Now my daily videos may not be there while I'm on the road, especially when I'm traveling like that. When we get to a point where we get to a city, then I will be able to stop in, upload a bunch of content, and so then all of a sudden you guys will be inundated with maybe like 2 to 5 videos, let's say. And so you guys need to be prepared for that. As far as live streams go, when I get into a city, I'll do it like I did on trail. When I get into a city where I've got a good enough connection, we'll stop. I'll go somewhere where I can get a good signal, and I'll do a little bit of a live stream, give you guys an update on what's going on. So when I'm in a city, I have a lot more flexibility of time, but when I get out on the road, I don't have that flexibility. So those of you that have gotten used to the daily videos, they're going to keep coming until I leave on the 1st. But then, keep a lookout. This is why I tell you that you want to hit that bell notification, so whenever I release a video, it pops up, because there might be some exciting things that I'm doing. For example, riding a train, since I've got a few minutes left, and I want to talk about another thing that I have kind of come to a realization about, and this is something that I've realized for a couple of days, and I really haven't said anything, and I'm still trying to figure out how do I make my impact within the homeless community. And here's the thing: as much as I would like to say yes, we can fix the homeless problem, I'm getting to the point where I don't think it can be fixed. It cannot be fixed not because of the people, but because of the way the system is designed. Because we are a society that is based upon profit, it is very hard to help a human being without making a profit. Us being homeless, we are more profitable to the system, because all crimes are commercial, so there's a penal sum attached to that. Every time you go to places, like when I go to Daily Bread, they get money for me showing up. When I go to St. Anthony's, they get money for me showing up. When I go to the shower house, they get money for helping me. So every time they help somebody, that person's worth money. And you're worth a lot more money, taking government services, because just like with what they're doing with the college grants, the same thing happens here on the homeless side. So it may cost $100,000 a year just to be able to offer basic services that, if they were using their own money, could survive off of $30,000 a year. But because you have to change money so many hands, and everybody's got to mark up for this, mark up and for that, all of a sudden a $30,000 upkeep turns into a $100,000 upkeep, and then you wonder why things aren't being fixed. And the thing is I've been looking at getting into a grant writing class. I can't be. They won't let me do the grant writing class unless I am a a not-for-profit. It's not meant for individuals. Individuals getting grants are going to be hard. At least this is what they're telling me. So I'm sitting here going, okay, that makes sense. Whatever. So I now there's some processes and stuff, and I may have to pick this back up in the spring, because I want to take advantage of this opportunity to go out and to explore, especially to ride the rails and get that experience under my belt. That way I can use it as another tool in my tool bag. Now I know how to travel. If I don't want to take a trail, or I want to take a train to the vicinity of a trail, I can do that versus riding Greyhound, because quite frankly I don't like riding Greyhound, not after my last experience. So I expect to be back here in Cincinnati probably about March or April, and then I'm just going to continue the work that I was doing, and I'm going to do some traveling around the Rust Belt as well. I may take Greyhound, I may take train, I may take trail. Not exactly sure how I'm going to do it. It just depends upon multiple factors. Okay, and getting back to what I was saying is that not only is homelessness can't be fixed because of how the system makes money, but what it does is it creates laziness. And the more services they offer, the more abundant the services they offer, the more laziness is created. Silver Spoon is a perfect example. And as far as I'm concerned, the dude's a shitbag. Especially after what he did. At the very minimum, he should have, instead of lying to me and saying, he should have just been straightforward. Even when I left Chattanooga, I was straightforward. I said I wanted time to myself, and it wasn't until the last minute that I bought my ticket. And as soon as I bought my ticket, I left a note saying, "Hey, I'm leaving." He didn't even leave a note and tell me that he thought that he hated my guts. He just packed up and left, and then I asked him where he was at. Oh, I got a head cold, I can't come out. That's a shitbag. Okay, but looking at Silver Spoon, I mean, the guy is a freeloader. He's I've talked with other people that know him, and what people don't realize is that, yeah, freeloaders are going to be successful in the beginning because they get people to feel sorry for them. But as time goes along, they're going to be burning bridges because they're going to be irritating those people that thought that they were helping them, when in reality what they were doing was just helping somebody that wanted to, get something for nothing, and play the manipulative game on your heartstrings. Oh, look at me, I'm in dire straits, I have to sleep at a shelter. He gets, climate controlled environment, he gets access to a washer, a dryer, a bathroom, a shower, clothes, they feed him. Literally, being in the Kentucky emergency shelter reminds me a lot of what it was like being in the nut ward back in the day, because they would just feed you and feed you and feed you. But the thing is most people that are coming out of like a mental health crash, one of the things is they stop eating. So once they get better, they need to eat. Well, some people like Silver Spoon, they just like to gorge themselves and take as much as they possibly can, and this is a problem that is created because of the services that are being offered. And this is something that I think is a negative effect. And when you get all these things offered to you and you don't really have to do much except for show up and say, please help me, I'm poor, please help me, da 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 da. Well, you know what that does is that creates a lazy human being, because in like, how do you deal with this? Because the people need their basics, but you can't make it to the point where they don't want to do anything else because it's all cush. But the thing is they get like a 5-month window. At the end of that 5 months, well, if they haven't gotten their stuff straight, well, they're out. But for that 5 months, it's like total cush. And most of these people don't realize that especially newbies, because they come out and they think, oh, well, I can just stay here forever, I never have to pay rent, and I get all this. Man, I should have been homeless for years. Not realizing that in a few months you're going to get to face the harsh reality of what it's really like to be homeless. And this is why homelessness, I don't think, will ever really be fixed, because the system is not designed to allow the problem to be fixed. The way that we are societally does not allow us to fix it, because of the way that we handle situations and the way that we process our logic and reason as a nation. So this is why I don't think it can be fixed. You can mitigate it. There are going to be those that want to get off, but those are the ones that never get the help, and those are the ones that truly need the help. So it's like my grandfather said way back when I asked him what schooling was like. The ones that wanted to be idiots were allowed to be idiots. The ones that wanted to learn shut up and they paid attention, and they had to deal with all those other idiots around them. Well, at the end of the day, the ones that paid attention in school went off and made lots of money and had success. Those that didn't became farmers, and luckily during that day it was okay to be a farmer, but nowadays you can't do that. And some of that old archaic system is playing in here. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow in the next video. Starting this weekend, I'm going to start the 30 days of live streams, which it won't be a full 30 days. It'll just be until I get on the road, unless something changes. If I don't get out of here on the 1st, I will be out of here around the middle of the month, middle end of November, so that I can, at least go down south for a little bit of warmth, and then just make it back up here in the spring regardless, and then just pick up where I left off. So, how to help the channel, become a subscriber, hit that bell notification. Everything else is down in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.